Okay, so hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Miriam. So of course we have our Jewish Bible, our Tanakh, which I always recommend you guys read in order to find out the full truth about God. And so I will have the link down below on Amazon where you guys can get this, but of course you can get this Jewish Bible from anywhere. But it's so important to have a direct translation from the Hebrew so you can actually know the truth on what God has said. And so on this channel, as you guys know, we are for Torah, we are for the truth of Torah, which is the one God who does not exist as multiple beings in multiple realities, nor does he have a son.
This is a Torah-based channel committed to uncovering truth, not emotion, and not what's popular. We expose the lies, challenge long-held misconceptions, correct misinterpretations, and shine a light on the cover-ups that have distorted scripture and misled generation. If you're not willing to receive truth, even when it's uncomfortable, then consider this your warning.
But we're going to be going over passage Isaiah 9, 5 through 6 and onward, because this is a scripture that it's normally cited as referring to Jesus Christ or even him becoming of a virgin birth. And you will see now as I demonstrate, it absolutely does not. And so please, you guys, stay out of the Christian Bibles. The Christian Bibles have been changed. A lot of stuff have been added, deleted, removed in order to push this narrative that God is not a man when God said in Numbers 23 and 19 that he's not. And so here we go. For a child has been born to us, a son has been given us. And so this is the thing, right? Anytime someone was announced as being born, like no one else has been born, Christians would love to yell and say, this is Jesus, he's been born, right? When we all know that we each have all been born. But for a child has been born to us, a son has been given us, and authority has settled on his shoulders. He has been named. Pause. The mighty God is planning grace. The eternal Father, a peaceful ruler. Okay, and so we're going to cover that because a lot of times people don't understand Semitic society. Even I have God in my name. Okay, and so when you think of Middle Eastern cultures, oftentimes the way they name their children, and a lot of people that are Christian or grow up in the West, they're not aware of this because they're used to hearing English. But those who are coming from Semitic cultures, they oftentimes amplified God in their name. And so someone naming their child and the meaning of the name being God is planning grace. This is not calling someone God. This is not someone saying that there's going to be a God born in human flesh. And so, like, for example, my name means Elishava, right? Which means some would translate in English consecrated to God. Eli in Hebrew means my God. And Shava means oath. And if you did a rough translation, it would be my God oath. That doesn't mean I'm a God. If someone was to name, for example, we took the examples of Arabic, which a lot of people oftentimes see in the Western society, and not Hebrew names that display God, you would see someone saying Abdurrahman, servant of the most merciful God, or Abdullah, slave of God. Other Hebrew examples is that of Elias, Eliyahu. And even in the Old Testament, the high priest was referenced as being Eli, which means my God. And so does that mean that high priest was the God because his parents named him my God, or he was referenced as my God? No, it doesn't. And so this is why it's so important to be aware of custom, context, and cultural customs and practices and rituals. And so someone named their child the Eternal Father, a peaceable ruler, or the Eternal Father is a good man, right? I'm giving other examples of people having a description of God in their name. Just like, for example, even in, let's say, Arabic, a similar Semitic language, Allahu Akbar, or someone naming their children Baha'u'llah. It does not mean these people are naming their children God. In their name, there is a praise of God. And so when someone is named this is not someone being named the God. And so again, if you have someone changing the interpretation, changing the punctuation, and if you were confused and thought he was named the mighty God, that was not what was taking place. This person, their name was named the mighty God is planning grace. Or I'll give you an example. My God is victorious. The God is victorious. God is victorious. And so we have names like Elias, Elisha, Elijah, you know, Eliezer, that has God within the name, and then it amplifies either an attribute or a quality or a descriptive of God. These people are not being named the God, or someone naming their children, the eternal Father is a peacemaker. That is not someone calling themselves, again, the God. This person is not God, nor is this child being named God. Okay, so I hope people have better understanding. Please research Jewish culture. Please research Middle Eastern culture, research Hebrew culture, biblical culture, as well as how Jews name their children. Because a lot of times here in society, I think here in the West, people name their children whatever sounds nice, what may be easy to pronounce, but there isn't a strong meaning behind the name, or the name doesn't mean anything, right? Long alone, the name itself means the worship of God. So I hope this understanding has helped you guys to learn that this is not talking about Jesus. This is not talking about anyone that would be called God. Okay. In their name, would there be a praise of God in this person's name? So I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.